Hey church family, as you've probably already heard, we are gathering for worship on the campus of Poplar Spring on May 24th. We'll have one service at 10 a.m. We'll split up into the sanctuary and the fellowship hall. As you can see, every other pew in the sanctuary has been blocked off, keeping our 6-foot distance. Only 50 chairs will be used in the fellowship hall, which is approximately 50% capacity, and every group of chairs is 6 feet from anyone in any direction. Audio and video are set up to be sent into the fellowship hall, where you'll be able to watch on a screen. When you arrive on Sunday, here's sort of what you can expect. A deacon will meet you in the parking lot to escort you into the sanctuary or to the fellowship hall. There'll be no child care at this time, so please keep your kids with you at all times. The doors to both buildings will be propped open so that you don't have to touch anything. Sanitizer will be available at the entry points so that you can clean your hands if you desire to do that. Also, there will be places for you to give your tithes and offerings at the entry and exit points of both rooms. We will not be passing the offering plates. At the conclusion of the worship gathering, the deacons will help us dismiss 2 rows at a time, and so that you can go out easily with no traffic jams or clusters of people in the hallways or in the aisles. If you're in the fellowship hall, when you exit, you'll exit out the back doors when your row is dismissed. If you're in here in the sanctuary, you'll exit out the double front doors where you entered. So that's the basic format, what to expect when you arrive on Sunday. But here are a few more thoughts as we plan together. The FM transmitter that we used on Easter will be still running, and so if you want to gather in the parking lot in your vehicle, if you're elderly or just being cautious, or if you have small kids, you can tune in from your vehicle in the parking lot. Feel free to use that option. Additionally, the service will be online, as we've been doing, as we've been worshiping from our living rooms, and so if you want to remain at home, feel free to worship with your family by tuning in online at the conclusion of our worship gathering, probably 11:30 or 12 o'clock. If you're going to worship with us inside, though, we urge you to please use those social distancing standards. Please observe those social distancing standards by not shaking hands or hugging or getting close to people. You may be okay with those things, but for the sake of unity at Poplar Spring, please assume that everyone else is being cautious and sticking with those requests. Some of you have asked about wearing masks. Masks are encouraged but not required. If you'd like to wear a mask, you're encouraged to bring your own. We will not have enough to provide them for you. So we recognize, too, that there are some different thoughts and feelings on this issue of wearing masks. And so we urge you to show grace across that spectrum. If your sensitivities are such that it would make you uncomfortable if you're around folks that don't share the same sentiments, then please feel free to wait to gather until those things are no longer an issue. Some have asked about congregational singing and the use of masks. We will have a few congregational songs at the beginning of the service, and so if singing without requiring everyone to wear a mask is a concern for you, then feel free to sit in the parking lot and worship through the FM transmitter until the congregation is finished singing, and then make your way into the sanctuary or the fellowship hall for the sermon. There will be a rotation of volunteers to take care of sanitizing all the commonly used surfaces, bathroom fixtures, pew hand rests, door handles, those sorts of things. And they'll do that 1 hour before our worship gathering. If you would like to volunteer to take a week of doing those sanitizing duties, please reach out to me or Michael and we'll get you on that list. The elders will be recording attendance in the sanctuary and the fellowship hall. We just want to let you know that, and they're doing that so that in the case of an exposure to the virus, we'll have a record so that we can know who came into contact with it. Church family, as Philippians chapter 2 says, we want to look not only to ourselves and to our own interests, but to the interests of others. And one way that we can do that is by loving each other during this time, being patient with one another as we are certain to have different opinions about all of these matters. One of the ways that we consider others during this time is by asking a few questions before we come to church this Sunday. Questions like, do I feel 100% well today? Have I had any symptoms of sickness recently? Do I have any underlying health conditions or maybe more at risk due to immunity-related issues? If so, we'd ask you just to stay home and utilize the online teaching until you're well, or to use the FM transmitter in the parking lot. Some other questions that you may consider before coming this Sunday is, what is the best option for my family with small kids at this time? Unfortunately, as we said, we're not providing childcare, so if sitting through the worship gathering for the duration of the service is too difficult for your little ones, feel free to tune in on the FM transmitter in the parking lot and worship as a family, or to utilize the online teaching from home. We understand that this is a strange time and these are less than ideal circumstances, but let me encourage you, church family, be thankful for the body that we have, the family that we have here at Poplar Spring, and this opportunity to gather, even if it's in less than ideal circumstances. Let me also say to you, church family, that there is zero judgment cast upon you and your family for whatever option that you choose in these following Sundays. And that's not lip service. We really mean it. The survey from our website showed us as elders that we are in 1,000 different positions and have 1,000 different opinions about COVID-19 and how we respond to it. So trust the Lord, do what's best for you and your family, and know that you are loved either way. Church family, don't allow the enemy an opportunity to create disunity here in the body at Poplar Spring or frustration in your own heart with another believer or somebody in this body because of something like COVID-19. Until we see you again, grace and peace in our Lord Jesus Christ.